pandemic trapped a bunch of aging role-playing gamers in their homes, forcing them to crawl out of their pen and paper comfort zone and into the online world of virtual tabletops and video calls. So join them as they raise the curtain to share their stories, insights, and love of all things geek. Welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers Podcast, assholes.
Hello and welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers Podcast. This is episode 17. It's our final episode of It's Always Cloudy in Kalisz. I'm Nathan, I'm the GM for now. We're playing Free League Publishing's Twilight 2004th edition. If you have the time or inclination or both, please be sure to rate us and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, all that stuff. This is kind of a sad moment wrapping up at least this chapter of the story. Who knows? Maybe we'll revisit these characters again at some point in a one shot or something like that. But I hope you enjoyed this and let's bring it on home. So we'll start off with introductions. Matt, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Hi, I'm Matt, and I am playing Pawlowski Oniszewski, a Polish criminal wannabe and a childhood friend of Minka.
All right, and then Sean.
I want to compliment you on Nathan finally, after all these gaming sessions of getting through an introduction without any of us, one, fucking interrupting you, and two, not making any mistakes.
No,
You
Matt's
tried
phone
with
went
your
off.
phone there.
Yeah.
I know it was Malcolm, actually. By proxy, fucking tried to interview you. He's like, hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm like, shit. But anyway, really, so I am playing Gunnery Sergeant Thomas Mason, United States Marines, who is still alive.
And Chris.
Chris playing Minka Garantichalo, only slightly wounded Polish farm girl.
And irradiated.
Everybody irradiated. It's new world.
Yeah, right. Tier.
Tier, and I am playing Axel Mueller, a failed German medical student who's irradiated, burnt, shot, and otherwise a generally happy guy. And I am also playing Zofie, the mysterious backgrounded Polish girl who's come to us with a false story.
Maybe we'll find out what that is tonight.
I just want to say that they're both so rad right now. It's amazing.
I'm muting Sean.
Oh, come on. I'm surprised you didn't say it, Chris.
And you're in true dad form tonight. Unfortunately, Tony couldn't be with us tonight, not because I killed him last week. This is completely
He killed
unrelated
himself.
to the.
Quite frankly.
True, he was trying so hard. I will have to say, he was trying so hard to get killed last week. I finally gave in.
I think his rolls gave in more than me.
Finally failed a roll.
Yeah. But who jumps into a tank with no pants on? But anyway, Tony wish he was here. He wishes he was here, but he had other obligations, but he'll be back with us on our next adventure. Which actually, Matt, do you want to do a preview of our next adventure while we're here and got everybody got a captive audience?
That's great. Thanks for ambushing me. No, I think...
What's the artist's name again? Who did
I'm just going to make it up. It was Bob Snorby. I don't know. You have to go back and listen to the other episode.
Tell us everything you need to now.
Sorry, Matt.
All right.
No, you're not sorry. It's great.
So our next story, we're going to take a little shift in genre back to something maybe a little more comfortable.
Say shit.
No, shift.
Yes, it's our scat adventure game.
We'll be playing 2 party members, 1 cup, and it's a rousing adventure. We all look forward to watching your reaction
it's
videos.
not Dungeons and Dragons.
We're gonna hold nothing back.
Okay. But we know.
Explosive adventure.
Very, very expanding.
Okay,
yes.
Matt, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're going to be running?
Right. So we're going to be going back to an old comfortable favorite. We're going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. We're going to be doing kind of a short. It's not a one shot, but it is a short arc story called Harvest of Souls. It should just be sort of a fun, dark, scary, awful, and terrible adventure, which I think it's going to be very serious, but I'm sure the rest of you are going to turn it into a comedy. So
I mean, it's also the name of our next album.
That's right.
Actually, that's the name of our band now, Harvester of Souls.
I'd like to point out that our game, which is a post-apocalyptic, World War III, ended with a man not wearing pants jumping into a tank and shitting and blowing himself up.
Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, its intention is to be kind of an awful, horror, scary type of thing, but it's probably just going to be
Clown show.
Us.
Yeah, it's just going to be us. So that'll probably that's what we're going to do next, and we're actually kind of looking. That's kind of like a palate cleanser, and we're still deciding what we're going to do after that.
It's a cleanser, all right.
Sort of the bidet of gaming sessions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or vomitorium / bidet.
Yes. A combination. A purge and a cleanse.
Okay.
I'm so glad I could ambush you with that. So it'll be nice to be a player
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I can't wait.
and completely fuck with Matt for a couple hours a week.
It'll be, Nathan will be fun till he drops that rhino alien on us. So
Yeah, I got to make sure something giant and obvious is hiding somewhere along the adventure. I don't know where. But...
All right. So let's go ahead and I'm just stalling because I don't want it to end. But here we are. We're at the end, and I'm gonna monologue a bit. I know you guys are gonna interrupt and interject anyway, but I just want to get that out on record. I'm gonna monologue a little bit.
He means you, Sean.
Hey, when he starts talking, getting serious, I've been quiet. The rest of the fuck just take it out. No, I even muted myself, and now I'm not going to mute myself. See, so go ahead, Nathan.
So, Minka and Axel are in Miserable Beast. They busted through one of the fences around the college and start making their way towards the river. And they get close to the river and kind of find a copse of trees to kind of take shelter in, because that wound in Minka's gut was really starting to sting pretty badly, and even you feel pretty ill otherwise on top of the bullet wound, but you're not sure if it's because of the bullet wound or maybe radiation poisoning, one or the other or both. But you find a spot that looks within sight of the river. You kind of had to go through a couple of streams and a lot of mud to kind of get there. So there's like mud all over Miserable Beast now. And you find a kind of a safe, clean, dry spot under some trees. And you and Axel can actually get out of Miserable Beast and let Axel attend to your wounds. So why don't you go ahead and talk about that now.
Minka, here. Go prop yourself up against this tree and I will look at the wound.
Thank you. It's not quite the scratch that Pavlov gets, but
Well, we can only hope that we would have the fortitude that man has. Axel will take out his field medical kit and he'll use his field. Is this a critical injury?
No.
Okay, because he has field surgeon. But yeah, he'll clean it up, sew it up if it needs to, staple it, or and then put a bandage.
Yeah, it went clean through, so you didn't have to remove the bullet. So there's an entry and an exit wound.
Okay. Yeah, he'll pack the wound. He'll clean her up, sew her up, and bandage her. I hope the others get here soon.
they probably want me to make camp for them.
I think tonight you and I are off camp duty. That'll be fine. I'm not hunting, and you are not making camp.
And you hear Pavlov's voice come over the radio.
Hello, Minka. Minka, are you there? Are you all right? Where are you?
I'll grab the radio and bring it down to her.
Yes, we are by the river.
Right, we are in armored vehicle. We are heading there quickly as we can.
Can't miss us. Follow the screaming.
Look for the giant pool of blood.
All right.
That sounds fabulous.
I will call. Hey, Gunny, they're up by the river.
Okay, let's go. I pulled. Gunny has taken the liberty of pulling Blanco's shattered body into the Hummer and covered it. So he could get a proper burial, of course. That would be the right thing to do. And then we directed two guys and said, you guys can need to head to the river. Or you can stay here with the nuke, radiation. What do you want to do?
They volunteer to come along with you. Both
all right, let's go.
One American, one Polish national, and we don't have any real allegiance. It was nice living there, but with Russians there, I'm afraid there's probably nothing to go back to. And with the radiation, you're talking about, I don't think we want to mess with that.
Yeah, we're going to keep going then. Let's go.
Do you think that they have lost? I thought that we had killed most of Russians and destroyed tank.
It's hard to say because they still have that artillery. Who knows what's...
Yeah, there's probably more of them somewhere. They've given the location here, so once they lose contact with these guys, they're going to come in stronger. They didn't know about the resistance, and everybody's spreading out now. So, hey, Nathan, before we go, is there any 55-gallon drums of gas I could buy, grab or anything, or anybody I can grab? Those are fucking sexy goddamn. It's got to see our sexy spotter come running up in a red dress.
Actually, you don't see her. No.
All right, we just go. We book it.
Okay. Yeah, you see the spot where Miserable Beast must have busted through the fence, and you're kind of able to. You figure she went in a pretty straight line, or reasonably straight line, just trying to get as far away as possible from a leaking nuclear bomb.
Yeah, how's the girls?
More time to get away from the
we should be good now. We're far enough away. Once we clear, as long as we're not standing within so many feet, just because it's radiation, leaking radiation doesn't mean it's like shooting rays at us miles away. So we just keep going and get the fuck out of there. How's the girl? Zofie.
She's asking. Well, actually, Ellen, she's trying to. She looks frustrated because none of you can sign to her, and
I pull out.
She didn't have time to grab her pad and pencil. So.
Oh, wait a minute! I speak Italian. I don't speak fucking
sign language.
Polish.
Yeah.
Or sign language. Hey, you got a pen and paper in this thing anywhere? Look around. Pencil and paper. Anybody? Make a luck roll, I guess. If there's such thing.
No. You can't seem to find anything. You look around for a bit. You can't seem to find anything.
All right.
You are 5 minutes from camp. Go to camp.
No, we're going. We're rolling.
So you kind of go through a couple of streams and some, some muddy bits. So you see the tracks of Miserable Beast going through the mud, and you go through that pretty quickly, and eventually you see it through Miserable Beast through some trees, stop close within sight of the river.
All right, I fire a toe at Miserable Beast, and now we're done with them. And I pull off my mask and I poop. All the time. We pull up. I said, get up next to him, pull up. We're going to get out, surrender some aid, tell those two guys, get out with us. We'll form a perimeter. I tell them, said, listen, stick with us. We got a plan. We just need to get ourselves together here. We got two vehicles, and we'll be good.
So Zofie looks to the viewport and just hops right out of the Bradley before anybody else, and runs straight towards Axel, arms outstretched, and past him straight to Minka, and gives Minka a big hug.
Oh, damn.
Welcome, girl. Good to see you.
And then comes back and gives Axel a hug.
Pavlov will hop out after her and get in line to give Minka a hug.
Okay.
Are you okay, Minka? Did he patch you up? You were shot. Are you okay? Is everything all right?
It's just a little scratch. I'll be okay.
You must lay down. This looks bad. What can I do for you?
Make camp.
Make camp. Yes, I will.
Gunny will walk over to Axel.
Axel's furiously signing with Zofie.
I get down on my knee and I tell Axel I have to have some bad news for you. Your uncle didn't make it.
Axel's like 6 foot tall.
Oh, but you're laying down.
No, he isn't.
I'm laying
sorry, you're
down.
standing up.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay,
Minka.
well, I stand up and I look at Axel in his face and I go, sorry, I have some bad news. Your uncle didn't make it. Took out a tank, pantsless, if that's any consolation, in his own unique fashion. But he did a lot of good there and saved a lot of lives, probably ours. But he didn't make it. We have his body in the back of that Bradley there. We have to bury it. But he went out to true Blanco style.
Axel pauses for a second, looks a little upset, and he goes, "Pantsless. That is probably the way he wished to go."
He's got a hog like you wouldn't believe too. Jesus.
No, we all know about it.
He will
No,
be buried just like he lived, without pants.
Face down.
We'll make sure that happens. So that being done, Gunny will go take his grab his pack, which is still an Humvee, and get his E-tool and start digging a grave for Blanco Fantasma.
you can't bury him here. You can't bury him here in the mud. At least
Just
we put him up. We put
Dump
him
him
under.
into the river, just how you would have wanted.
Oh, I mean, next to river. It's very peaceful here.
Oh, that.
Yeah, close to river. You went through some streams to get there, but you're not in the mud anymore.
Oh, okay,
So,
all right.
Is perhaps a strip club nearby?
You two come over here. You help me make camp.
So, Gunny, when you go to get your pack out of Miserable Beast, you know some smoke coming from the hood of Miserable Beast.
I pop the hood.
You pop the hood, and as soon as you do that, you get kind of a backdraft moment as just flames just erupt from the engine area of Miserable Beast, and you just have to stumble back a little bit to keep your eyebrows intact.
There should be a fire extinguisher in the Hummer. Grab it and put out the fire.
You go for that, and the fires kind of reached into the cabin now, and with it really, as you're trying to reach around in there, it's
Okay, fuck it. I start throwing things
flames.
out of the Hummer. I just throw things out of the Hummer. Jump up on top, grab the rifle, throw it onto the ground, shit like that. You know?
Yeah, I guess Pavlov's in the back. He sees it. He'll start same. Well, Pavlov's in the back. He was starting to set up camp, so he's going to just try to start throwing things out of the back of the
Throw things out.
truck.
To start that thing, I'll push the fucking river, get to the river.
Just put it in neutral.
Yeah, put it in neutral and I'll push it with a rabbit or something. I don't know. It's done. Well, we just leave it. We got to get away from it.
You probably don't want to touch it too much. It's radioactive.
Oh, fuck this. Throw our gear in the goddamn Bradley.
What?
Let's get the Bradley and get out of here. Everybody in the fucking Bradley. Grab all the gear out of the thing, throw it in the Bradley, let's drive the fuck away.
It's after nuclear war. Everything is radioactive.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Push the fucking gas can out of that thing. We have that high octane fuel in there. Push that shit out. We're rolling into the Bradley with the. But we should have time to do that. Since they're all fucking aluminum.
Yeah. If you just throw stuff out, it's fine. But within like a minute, the whole thing is just completely engulfed in flames.
How could this happen?
I don't
Typical
know.
American cars.
It's like somebody dropped a white phosphorus grenade on this thing. What the fuck?
Again, as Axel's putting cream on the burns on his head and neck.
So after talking to Blue Falcon, I found out that fire extinguishers and white phosphorus don't really mix.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
No. But Axel wouldn't have known that either.
Right.
And
Yeah.
But-
no, we
but,
found that out last week. They don't mix. I know that too, but I'm just trying to play. So I would be
Yeah.
like, fuck!
so it never really went out. But just to solve that mystery.
Yeah,
there.
I like the idea of using the Bradley to just kind of push Miserable Beast into the water so it doesn't set the trees on fire. Or
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll push it down, and once we get everything out, then we can load everything in or on the Bradley and go. After we bed. Wait a minute! throw Blanco in the burning Hummer, and he can have an effigy.
Like a Viking funeral.
He can become the Ghost Rider.
They just float down river in burning Humvee like the Valhalla.
With the things that man probably put in his body, you don't want to burn him. just
Right?
the smells alone would probably kill us. Let us just put him in the earth as he deserves.
We will do that. Out of respect for you, Axie.
Please let us make camp and
Not here. We are not making camp here. Not near the fucking burning radioactive vehicle.
no, we push it in water. It's gone. Let's go bye.
Is that what you want to do? You want to just like nudge it into the river?
Put it in neutral and push it. We don't want flaming nuclear space vehicle here.
You can't really reach in there and put it in neutral, but I'm sure Bradley could.
Yeah, it would push it along. Just get it far away, and then we come back and load stuff into Bradley. We should probably get out of the area because we don't know if there's North Soviet forces. We don't know what's going on. All this activity will attract too many. We don't know who's going to come.
Does this Bradley have like a strap holder? Like, does it have any what's it called, a stretcher holder, or something we can lay Minka down on? Or
The floor. I'll be fine with the floor.
all right,
Yeah. So you want to hop in the Bradley and find another spot to.
Yes, I think that's what advised.
Yeah.
Consider we just set up a smoke signal to everybody for 10 miles around.
All right. So when you push Miserable Beast into the water, you notice that probably a couple of kilometers away, that you do see a bridge intact, just south of you.
Now is our chance if we're going
Let's
to make
go.
it across the river.
Let's go now.
I have one other question. Perhaps we make distraction. Go over to Blanco's body and look around. Does he still have the detonator?
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to do that.
Why not? This causes great distraction.
It's going to be a dirty bomb, and there's still innocent people in here. There's people that were in that camp that escaped, regular folks that haven't done any harm to them.
No, I agree. I agree.
You have to ask yourself, what would Blanco do?
Blanco would probably ride the burning car into the river.
And somehow survive.
No,
But if we detonate the device, it won't. Nobody will try and use it. It's tough.
With a casing cracked on that nuclear device, it would kill whoever tried to work on it.
That's true. Let's just keep going. We're just going to leave it alone.
Okay.
Do you really guys think that college fell? Do you think the Russians took over?
No, I don't know what's happening. But I doubt the Russians don't have more forces in the area. They did have artillery piece somewhere. And they, how the Soviets are. If they can't beat nothing, they'll just pound it to oblivion. I wouldn't be surprised in the next hour or two we start hearing incoming in that town. They'll just level it.
What do you think they will do, the college? Where will they go?
It's not my problem. Our problem now is to get head back on our mission. We got another vehicle, a little better armor. Got to do a little work on the turret, but I think we got something here. So I don't know what you guys think, but let's go across this bridge and see what we can find. We got fuel, so at least for a little while.
A little while. Okay. So you guys hop in the Bradley. Who's driving?
There's that guy, right?
Zofie can drive too, yeah. Oh.
No, let's let the guy drive.
Yeah.
I can drive. I'll be fine. It's
No.
okay.
No. You lay down.
I see Minka developing a pain oh no! Cannot set up cam. Oh, the pain.
I'd love to, but holes in abdomen is very
It's funny. As soon as we get away from making camp, she had plenty of energy.
So, all right. So you're in the Bradley, and you're kind of making your way to the bridge, and you see kind of a road up ahead, and Axel Zofie sits next to you, and she reaches over, hugs you again, and she says, she starts signing to you that I'm just really sorry about your uncle. He was a very interesting man.
He, thank you. He was interesting. He strange and violent and, but under that, he had a heart. I don't know how much longer he was going to live anyway. I mean, he had to know that my part of Germany is gone. It's a nuclear crater. There is no Isabel. She's probably been dead for years. He just lived with the illusion that she was still alive.
She gets kind of a downcast and a little sad look on her face. It's like, oh, and she grabs your hands like, well, we can still hope. We can still hope. That's what we have to do.
For him, of course. If that bastard has taught us anything, that you can hope in the face of absolute destruction. I've never seen anybody avoid death like that.
So I'm ready to tell you about everything.
It's your story. If you wish to tell it, we will listen.
So that man, he was my father. That much is true. And for what it's worth, I grew up loving him and trusting him. But yeah, I don't know what happened. But when the war came, when the Russians came, I joined up with the resistance with my friends. And I felt like a patriot, though, like I was doing my duty. He was in the army, and I would tell him, and she kind of stops for a second, and she kind of just looks down and looks back at me. So I was so naive. I was so stupid. And her signing just comes in fits and starts, and she's like, I would tell him everything, and he betrayed us. He betrayed Poland. He betrayed me. There was this operation where my friends and I were going to steal some goods that the Russians were shipping in, and I'm an idiot, but I told him about it, and they ambushed us. They were there. My father was with them. I don't know when it happened, but he's been part of GRU for a long time. He's been just feeding them everything I told him. He's been feeding to the Russians. He's been a traitor, and my friends are dead, and it's all my fault. It's my fault that they're dead, and she's like shaking.
Axel stops her, puts his hand on her shoulder. He goes, "None of that is your fault. You did.
So I'm
stupid. How are you stupid? No father should betray his child. That is the greatest sin against nature and God. That is a failure. That he is. I am glad he is gone. And I'm sorry for all the loss that you have suffered, but none of that is your fault. You did what you believed right. You trusted in your friends. You believed in Poland, and you trusted in what the man who should be taking care of you all his life. None of that is your fault. It's a sad thing that happened, but it is not your fault. Don't take that burden on you."
Yeah. At this point, she kind of slumps a bit against the side of the Bradley and kind of looks at you and then looks at her hands and say, I believe you, but it'll take me some time to believe that myself. I believe you, but I just don't feel it yet.
Healing takes time. It always does, whether it's the body or the soul. Every day we'll get a little bit better.
She does seem a little bit more relaxed after telling you, but she does have some, she's not like full on crying, but she does have some tears kind of welled up in her eyes. And she like wipes her face. And
I have to ask, do you still want to go see your grandparents?
If they're alive, then yes.
Because this whole truck full of people, they're going to take you. So
these are good people. These people remind me of my friends. I'm glad to be with you.
Well,
I put my hand on her foot and I said, "See, I told you she was a good Polish girl."
Do you want me to tell them your story?
Yes, that's fine. I'm gonna practice cleaning this rifle.
Well, I'll get Minka to practice sign language, and then we'll go from there. All right. Anytime you need to talk, you come and talk to me, or you talk to Minka, and I will help.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'll when she goes and cleans the rifle, I'll tell her story to everybody. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think she had a pretty good reason to lie.
Yeah, that's pretty tough thing to deal with. Along with everything else, having your family, but your father betray you like that.
I'll say this twice. I'll say this, Mink. I wish you had killed him twice.
I'm glad we did the job we did.
Yeah.
All right, so you get up to the bridge, and you're crossing the bridge, and the camera's at the back of the Bradley as it goes across, and the caked-on mud is starting to fall off of the sides and the back of the Bradley. And the back of the Bradley, as the mud starts dripping off, the camera sees a little flash of red underneath one little piece, and then another little piece, and they start to form letters. M-I-S-E-R, and fade to black.
Nice.
Well done. Oh.
Hi, it's Nathan. I really hope you enjoyed the ending of our It's Always Cloudy in Kalisz story. We had a lot of fun playing it, and in about a minute, you'll hear from myself and the rest of the cast on their thoughts on the game and the system and what we liked, some of our favorite moments, things like that. But first thing, I do want to apologize that we made this recording back, I think, in July. I had messed around with the OBS settings, and it really affected the overall quality of the audio. So there are going to be some parts that sound a little bit weird. I did my best to polish the turd, but I mean, it's not horrible. I might be over dramatic, but I'm a perfectionist. But I hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. But first up, we're actually going to shamelessly plug ourselves. We've got a merch store, so we've got a little merch ad that's only about a minute long. And I also want to mention that we have a Buy Me a Coffee page too, if you want to help us buy things like character art for our next story and things like that. But thanks for watching this far. We're amazed with all the support. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Hello, this is Pavlov Onyzhetsky, and I'm really hoping you're enjoying listening to how me and my friends are trying to survive in the crazy world of the apocalypse of Twilight 2000. Just wanted to let you know that the wacky guys over at the AARPG, they've got new merchandise at their store at theaarpgs.com, featuring brand new artwork that has got the whole cast, including me, Pavlov. So look, if you'd like to have one of these maybe like coffee mugs or water bottles or really cool t-shirts fall off of the back of a truck near your survivor camp, just head on over and make a purchase. Maybe buy a couple things for your survivor mate. Make the bunker look really nice. Okay, this has been a Pavlov public service announcement.
Hello and welcome to the Advanced Age Role-Playing Gamers Podcast. This is our recap episode of It's Always
Recap.
Episode 16B.
17B.
No, 17A.
Oh, God
then.
damn it. Math is hard.
God damn it,
Okay.
yeah. So is the alphabet.
Nope,
Fuck
It's
algebra.
going to be a quiz.
But so I guess I'll start off with we can just go around and let's talk about our favorite moments. So how about Matt? Do you want to?
Sure, I know. So favorite moments. There's a few of them. So for my own character, I liked sitting in the front seat of the Humvee while Zofie was driving, and I was like holding the dog, trying to calm down, and the dog's asleep. I think that pretty much sums up Pavlov's usefulness. But I think that, and then, that's about it. Like, Pavlov doesn't really have any badass moments, right? There's a couple times where he fires a bunch of errant rounds, but yeah, he mostly just survived on everybody's coattails. So
I don't know, man. I really liked when he was in the town and he was trying to get weed.
Yeah.
Do you have any pharmaceutical?
Something to drink. Yes.
Yeah, he's a totally self-serving character.
I
So
thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I like that. I like that character, man. He added flavor.
He had a flavor. Remember, this is more of a combat game, so we didn't mean to be, but it turned out to be that way. So,
which is kind of okay because he had crap for survival skills too. He did, and he was really good at talking, so he could do like manipulation and stuff, but they didn't come up as much. So,
And when it did come up, we all got our shit stolen.
yeah, I know.
yeah, it's true.
Well, you didn't die.
That's right. I did not die. I didn't die.
Anybody else want to chime in? Chris?
Well,
Tony?
I'll say this: like, I felt in this year, we went from White Blue Mountain to the Alien game to this, and I feel like we did actually. We may not feel that everybody's characters were. We didn't get a chance to utilize them the way we wanted to, but I do feel like the role playing was there. I do feel like each person was really channeling their character more than before than the other game. So I'm happy with that. I thought that was great. Like Sean was Sean. Way different. Way totally different.
My favorite Gunny moment was when we discovered that he had the giant eagle tattoo on his chest and the press boxers.
When I found that out the next gaming session.
And the crossed American flag, so when he flexed his pec muscles, they waved.
That's right, yeah.
When I picture Sean shirtless, that's how I picture him. So I just translate that to his character.
It actually works that we've got the artwork has some of the people's faces on it because it fits, right?
Yeah.
Sort of the whole. Yeah, no, I agree, Tony. I think it takes us usually a few. It takes us a few episodes to kind of get that feel, but I even noticed that, like, listening back to the Aliens, like the last 3 or 4 episodes, like, we're all in. Like, it's everyone's character is, because like
some of us were 75% in.
Yeah, right.
More like 66 2/3, really.
And I got to tell you, it's night and day. Sergeant Iona and Blanco. Yeah. Right? Sergeant Iona, I remember, very soft-spoken, kind of like hang out, had to pee. Whereas, I don't know what that was about, but he had to pee really bad. But yeah, Blanco is like a completely different animal, completely.
Yeah.
And I think you used the term animal correctly. That's
right. Well, and even like look at the dichotomy, right? So we would all joke. Like, so Sean's characters definitely are very similar, right? But that Sean doesn't always play that because we know his Warforged was different, right? But I would say Axel and Hammer. Right? So
Two different
a little
ones.
bit different, yeah. I really like. I think I agree with you. Like, I don't feel like I got the character under me until I was trapped on the bridge with Zofie's father. Like, I started to enjoy the character then. Before then, I was like, well, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then I felt. Then I started to. I liked that. I liked that scene, and I felt like he was getting personality then.
That was so intense. And that was really like the most.
Yeah.
Like, I don't usually do a lot of those kind of scenes in games, but that was so good. I really loved that whole back and forth and the emotion and like I really felt it was good.
No, I thought it was a very good interchange, honestly, and as Minka ran away. You did a great job fighting that guy.
Yes, Mika ran away from the unit of 11 Soviet soldiers with artillery support.
Blanco ran to them. Blanco ran to them with
supporting vehicles behind him.
Right.
I had a man carrying a lamp.
But it was a good lamp, and we still have that lamp somewhere. No, I thought that it's like funny because it was supposed to be so serious starting off, and it was so serious. I played the character as very caring, not like so. Mason in Aliens was just screaming at everybody, talking to great me, and then this guy's like trying to be very much more respectful of people and caring.
Yeah, he was very motherly.
Yeah.
Fatherly, and to Marine Corps, fatherly and motherly's fine, but he was just more worried and concerned about getting everybody, there. But yeah, because I remember when I play, it's like, so what's everybody playing? I'm playing Polish, German. I'm like, there's no. How does this? Doesn't make any sense for Cold War if out in American side. Just kept playing Mason, just a different version. But the funniest fucking thing, I knew things were going off the rails when Tony just started going down the path with Isabel. And it just kept, and then he's like, I jump up on top of this stuff. When we were trying to drag the nuke and he jumped on the nuke, I went, okay, we just jumped the broom and now this is going off the rails. And then you threw the red lady in the red and I was like, this is going to get entertaining. But I thought Nathan did.
Going to get entertaining like 12 episodes in, you thought that? That's cool.
Only then.
That was complete shit.
It was drama. It was like serious, like radiation, and we're trying to be serious, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, this is getting more like I don't know what the fuck we're playing now, but we're still going to keep going. But it was good. I thought Nathan did a good job putting it together, and
thank you, Twilight.
Yeah, I do. I mean that.
I really had no idea where this was going when we started, and it. Again, like it really went into some pretty interesting places. I like the Pavlov and Mink relationship, and Gunny just really trying to take care of everybody, and like kind of playing the straight man to Blanco is just like.
One thing that was great about Gunny was like you have these people like insult. Being disrespectful or not quite, trusting him, but he still like was this rock for the group. Besides all that, OK USA and all this other stuff, that was just being thrown at him. He was still like he was a moral compass. Like we're supposed to be a team. Let's act like it. So
that's just funny. Yeah.
It's not that we planned that; it just kind of worked out that way, and it was good because like. Pavlov did some comic relief. Blanco definitely did some comic relief, and like Minka has some great little sly comments. Like my favorite Minka comment was like what was the into the world of stinging mansplained or
yes.
Gunny's like, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
Explaining
the
engine to the
tow hitch.
I remember that, but Gunny's like, what is mansplaining? I don't understand. This is American. You're Cold War. I don't understand.
and Axel was like mostly playing straight, but occasionally would kind of dip into the weirdness with Blanco and explaining Blanco, and so but like Gunny never really wavered. It was always like super straight arrow. So it was nice. I think it ended up being a nice balanced group, even though like looking at it on paper, it doesn't look that way.
Well, it was, I think, one of the most, Gunny's, right, talk about being straight and narrow, right? So I think one of the most powerful scenes in the entire show for me is when he executes those two guys.
That's true. I did.
Right. I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about moral compass, right? I mean, this is, to him, he's just watched these people, everything he holds dear, right? This American ideal, this rules of war and all this stuff. And these people have just flushed it down the toilet, killing innocent people. And, following the rules, that's the price. And I just think it was kind of an interesting, I think long term, like if this was a long term campaign, it would be interesting to see like how his that rock solid might be checked, like how the choices he would make. And that was a good example of like that situation of like no good choice, No,
there's no good choice. And I think it was interesting because if you think about the character, yeah, he's interesting. Yeah, I forgot about that. But then, like, dealing with Blanco, he didn't know how to deal with Blanco. He's like, I don't know what you are. You're just a guy. I don't care how many times I said, he's just a ghost. I don't know what he is. Let's just keep going. I didn't know how to explain him. Everybody else, he knew, but he looked at Blanco, I don't know what the fuck you are. I just go do what you're going to do. Yeah. But then Mako was like always very, remember, Mako was very, very, very practical. But we shoot them. They kill people, we shoot them. It's nuclear war. We shoot people. It's okay.
I will say,
that was huge to everything.
Yeah, but Mika had a progression in the last few episodes where she, like, her anger towards, like, the invaders just kept getting greater and greater. I think I noticed it when the college stole the stuff, and then it just never went down. Like, it was just getting angrier and angrier the whole time.
Yeah, Pavlo was actually getting worried. Like, at first he thought it was kind of cool. Like, I think when they kill all in the farmhouse, he's like, Mika, you got a lot of balls. But, like, later on, he's like, wait a minute, where's my sweet Minka? She wants to make, like, happy place to live, and she's, like, running people over.
These are people keeping me from making happy place to live.
That's right.
They all have to die. To make Polish better, we kill everybody who is not Polish. It's just Polish shit.
So I don't know if you guys like noticed. Like, the one thing I wanted to make sure I played up is, as a German in Poland, like, Axel knew that he was absolutely not welcome.
Right.
You know,
Oh, you
like
you did play that.
Yeah, because I had to learn that. I learned it firsthand. You know, being in Germany and then being with Germans in Poland. You know, still to this day, not big fans. You know, like, and it was true. The statement that I made, where, you know, next to the Russians, they're the people that the Polish hate the most.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't blame them. They really are dirty, disgusting people. They're mud language. Wait. It's about the Germans and Polish. Wait.
None of them.
That sounded very.
We made a lot. We made a lot.
The Germans that didn't want to be there.
To our European fans, it's just a joke. It's humor.
We made a lot of Polish jokes over this time, and, you know, like, for the fans, listen to this. Like, I'm of Polish descent. My grandmother was a little tiny Polish lady who I loved to death. Relatives, you know, my great aunt who would smoke Chesterfields unfiltered at the table. And, like,
How you the best if you love them here?
You have a Polish friend.
I have a Polish friend.
Let me justify my bigotry by talking about my little Polish.
Let me justify mine. I married a Polish woman.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can use your marriage to get out of it, Tony. I love it.
Hey, I'm with you, Tony.
Yeah, wait till she hears all this.
I've got a half
I love
Polish
pierogies.
wife.
I love pierogies, so I'm good.
Chris just said, wait till she hears this. And so my retort has to be, yeah, but she puts the seashell to her ear and she never really gets the station. So,
Wow,
that's good.
So
That's quality.
you know, it's a thing to say, and it's kind of sad. But so at my mother's funeral, you know, I'm there and I'm dressed up. I'm welcoming the guests into the wake, and my uncle, so son of my grandmother, everything, walks in, sees the spread, and goes, "Hey, what's all this Polak food doing here?" And I'm like, "You half Polish, you asshole!" You're like, what? I just had to turn my head and just go, just go. Like, there's no respect at all. No respect.
Every family has that guy.
Yeah.
I would like to think Mika played her proud Polish heritage well.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it is true. Like, a really, like, formal people when you get to know them. And I think I said this at the beginning of the podcast, but, like, if you're working in, like, a Polish office environment, you could work with somebody for 2 years and never use their first name. You only use the formal address of their last name. Like, it takes that long to build up that camaraderie because it's that formal of a society.
Well, it's because they want to make sure you're not German or Russian, apparently.
It's a test. It's all a test.
I don't know how you guys felt, but I felt like even though we were strangers, I felt like we acted as a unit and we looked out for each other. And So I hopefully I think that conveyed that we were a unit.
It's funny because we had two mother hens in the group, right? Like it was a whole bunch, right? Because you have Mason, right, who wants to care about everybody, and Blanco, for all intents and purposes, was very mother hen, right? For all his bizarre murdering and right, he wanted to keep
weirdly
Axel
sexual comments.
yes. Wanted to keep Axel alive, and sort of when everyone else was tired, would stay up and take watch. So it was a good mix of skills and personalities, and I'm kind of glad we didn't play a bunch of like Americans. I thought that made it a lot. I think it was good to have an American character, but like it was kind of interesting that we all ended up sort of being all over the board.
Well, you gotta have an American character. It's about fucking Cold War, World War, and the end of the World War. It's like everybody, we all be characters. Like I would have played an actor. Why the fucking Yanks fucked us this time, didn't they, boys? Let's go play some football and get a potato and sit down and drink whiskey. Fucking.
I sure am glad that we kept us out of this fight, eh?
That's right.
Oh, the Queen Mother, that cunt. If we get back to merry old Ireland, we'll be safe. There's no nukes there.
You should have been Seamus McLoyne.
So, I should have done. I just realized something. I should have done something. I should have said, Axel, there was a note in the shirt, in Blanco's shirt said, "Oh, you don't want to read this. What is it? It says, bed the girl and make her an honest woman." I don't know what the heck it would say. Because that would sound like Blanco. But
oh yeah. So Tony, I forgot. So you weren't here. Somebody had asked about taking like the best of Blanco, and so I told them we're in the works. I've gone through episode 1 through 8, although you weren't in 2 of them, and I've been jotting down the best Blanco phantasmas, and we're gonna have to put together a
We're going to call it
memoriam episode.
Phantasmagasms.
Okay. You know what? That should just be a separate page on the AARPG webpage.
Yeah.
And it's just Blanco Phantasma on a tombstone, and you click the tombstone and go over to his page.
Oh, just have like little links to like little wave files, right?
yeah, I think Tony, you're the MVP of this series. Honestly,
I'm going to put it to a vote, but I think we're all unanimous. Blanco Phantasma. MVP.
Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
MVP.
It was weird going back to episode 1
because none of us knew it was coming, and to watch it, and you're just like all of a sudden you lean into the mic like Blanco Fantasma. We're just like,
I thought that was great.
I think I spun around in my chair. I
almost died.
I was like,
dying
okay.
when you did that.
And I think I mentioned this at some point. It's like this is like a very serious, like dark game, but we just played Aliens, and that was like it was dark, but it was hysterical. And White Plume Mountain was strange and funny, and like I was like, how are we going to handle this really like dark, depressing game? And then Blanco and Phantasma showed up. I was like, oh, all right.
I was like,
let's see where we're headed.
we even ended White Plume on kind of a serious note.
Yeah.
You know,
but we definitely touch the drama, but we're
like a roller coaster.
Yeah. Well, like my character giving up Black Razor, and Black Razor trying to kill you all. You know?
My character being in a coma. Yes.
Yeah.
So what about the game system? I'm sorry, Kupo, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so just before you, what's in 1 or 2 sentences, does the rest of the group ride off into the sunset? What happens to the rest of the group?
It was basically a riding off into the sunset scene of them going over the bridge away from the college towards Western Poland to maybe take Zofie back, but
Eastern Poland.
Eastern Poland.
We're riding off to the sunrise, really.
I am a moron sometimes. But
well, the bridge has to go west back toward the east, so we're crossing sort of weird border.
Yeah, don't worry.
It's the famous Polish S bridge.
You can't make a left turn in Poland. You got to make a bunch of rights.
Was there other feedback that you received?
Oh no, I was just going to ask you what you guys thought about the game system.
I think it's got a lot of growing to do. based on some of this feedback, like I'd like to see the final version. Hopefully they can incorporate some of the real playtest content. Because we identified a bunch of stuff while we were playing where they could have something in there, even if it's just an errata explaining how to do it. Like the perception rolls, it was kind of left up to us, and vehicle combat was kind of clunky. Other things worked great, like it really did. It just,
if anybody's been first person in a Humvee, they know it should not be doing 1 point of damage when you get run over by it.
You're right. Yeah.
Right. And I think an actual Humvee has a little bit more than one armor.
Well, there's a couple different types of Humvees, and I gave you the armorless one.
You gave us
even that though
the Colonial Marine version.
Several thousand pounds of steel. So one point of damage.
The game is not fine tuned. Like remember, we used to lament the fact you don't have it. We had recon, but you didn't have other little skills for like observation, or it's not as detailed maybe as it should be. I think things take too long. I think
certain things are incredibly detailed.
Certain things
like the scavenging rolls and all that, super detailed.
Hunting
super detailed.
Yeah.
So I think if you so I think part of it is that there's a lot of crunchy stuff they added to this. So this is all part of their Year Zero engine, which is based on this game called Year Zero, where they kind of take this basic system and apply it a bunch of different ways. So like Alien was based on it too, but you can tell just from Alien to this, there's a lot more crunch added to this one. But at heart, I think the Year Zero engine is really like a mostly narrative game. So that's why I think there's this disconnect where there's a ton of crunchy stuff in Twilight 2000, but it still has some things that are kind of more narrative where we're used to like making perception rolls and stuff like that, where really it's just up to me.
Yeah. I think that's when I started enjoying the game more, is when you started to take over and make it making command decisions rather than going back to the book.
That helped a lot.
And that's probably in any game, really. Yeah. It took we're playing the alpha roles, and then the a little bit of the beta rules for a little bit, and then we kind of started introducing some of the final rules towards the end there. And just my comfort level, I never. There's a lot of things I got wrong, but when I started, I think you're right. It was a lot smoother for everybody when I just said, okay, we're just going to do it this way and figure it out later.
One observation I had is and again, I'm trying to fully understand the mechanics, but our character sheets, for example, they are in Roll20, right? Where, let's say with D&D Beyond, one thing I like about the D&D Beyond is it doesn't I don't know if the UI with the Twilight 2000 character sheets are completely there yet, because you have this thing where you basic combat gear and vehicles, and you have multiple places where, so you have like a combat, you have a strength check on the combat page, and like I just feel like it could be nuanced a little bit more, so you're not having to switch the entire card. So I just think that the UI could use a little bit more love.
Remember though, that was fan generated.
Yeah, that was fan generated, and so it was good for that. So, and another part of that is one of the things I think that slowed us down a lot was just playing online, because I think just trying to roll some dice is okay. I gotta go up one level down. Whereas if we were playing in front of each other, I'd grab a 12-sided, grab a 6-sided, and roll instead of having to do all these drop-down menus and then click this button over here. So, and then dealing with Roll20's weirdness sometimes. So I think this game would flow a lot better in person.
I also think that hopefully Free League is going to invest. I mean, it's great that the guy was it Knock Phoenix, right, made this. But I mean, at least my assumption would be, or would hope would be, that the Free League guys will take his work or use it as an example and make like improvements on the functionality. You know, because that's, if you're designing a game system and not putting out like a VTT component for that.
I think that was part of the Kickstarter is them making VTT tools.
Nice.
Again, I forgot that this was made by a fan, and so I give them a lot of props. It's great. I'm just saying there's room for improvement.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I mean, why don't we take a second and thank Knock Phoenix for doing this? Because, I mean...
thanks.
Made it far easier to deal with than what we started.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It helps. I think for me, it helped me teach me the system a little bit. You know, how the dice go up and down, and you know certain conditions. That helped a lot, and I think working with the sheet that helped. Like I said, I really like the system in Aliens and how it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of the basic system. I think it just it needs some time.
I'm surprised that they have the stress, but you can like get knocked out from again. But I almost feel like the stress mechanic in Aliens was awesome. Like, I mean, it was awesome.
That's one way to put it.
I think that they should incorporate that, because if you're surviving and you're starving and you're hungry, you're going to start making mistakes. That would be kind of a cool homebrew, or like an alternate would be to.
I think I could just. So I was just saying. There's a few things I wish I'd done, and I wish I had kind of handed out more stress and some other things. I wish I'd used Curva more.
I wish that I got to spend experience points.
There's that.
Yeah. There are some challenges in that game, yes. But,
you feel free to spend as many as you want.
You just got 1,000.
I'm A in everything.
Blanco leveled up finally.
He leveled up in that tank. That's for certain.
So tell us about that. Like, what was, as a player, like, because Nathan mentioned it earlier, like this was clearly a character like trying to die, and eventually the dice went okay. Like,
that whole last battle.
Yeah. Like, really, were you trying to die? Because it seemed like you wanted me to kill you, and I gave in.
I felt that I couldn't have gone off better. I mean, throughout those battles with these crazy, bullets literally like going right by me and all this other stuff, and I just felt it couldn't be more poetic. Like, Blanco was in service to the group, trying to take out what he felt was the biggest threat, which was this tank, right? And if he could succeed in taking over the tank, which is what he wanted, he either wanted to dismantle it by any means or take it over. And then because of previous sessions, we had jumping on top of the nuke and all this other stuff. It's like, well, what's the goal? Take over the tank. What's the dumbest way I could do it? And so with that, so with that hatch falling down and closing and sealing his fate, I think the last thing that went through his mind was like, this is a good death. I'm achieving my goal, and Axel will be able to live another day with his Polska friends and the American. So I felt like I think he felt good about it.
That was good, because the fight with the Russian version of the Indiana Jones scene, this didn't cut it for me. It just sort of was like a letdown. So this made up for it. So I felt so. No, I totally think that's what Axel would have done. I don't think you were trying to kill yourself. I think you were just playing the character. So because that's what Axel would have done. I would jump into a tank, drop a grenade, and walk out. Oh, I can't make it out. Oh, well, it's a good day to die. That's basically it.
How many times
Blanco would do.
I'm sorry, Blanco, sorry.
Yeah. How many times did I have like an enemy have you in their sights and just open up full auto on you and just completely
The
miss
guy
you?
was on top of him at the culvert with the fucking AK-47 just unloading, misses completely. He kills him with a knife.
You punched him through his pelvis. That was amazing.
If anything is cinematic, if anything was cinematic.
Well, the first battle where he was getting shot at the farmhouse.
Yeah, they
guys
kept
kept
missing him.
Yeah. And that's when I said he must be a ghost or something. And then you said you were a ghost. I said he must be a ghost. And after that, you could be walking down the street, bullets flying, and be like, I am Blanco.
I guess.
Ghost.
Well, that's one of the things about. So one of the things I love about role playing games is that you just don't know what's going to happen. So that last battle, Minka and Axel should have been dead, but they ran into the stormtroopers, right? And they clearly hit Eddie. All those bullets they fired, not a single. I mean, think how quick. Well, one. There's always one guy. They always get like the singe, right? But yeah, like think how much the story would have changed. Like this story could have changed at any moment. Right? We saw how awful the criticals are, right? Like, there's just, I just try to think of all the times in this story where, like, the entire thing could have taken a left or right turn with, like, one bad roll. And I just, like, it was just so the dice, and even the way that Kupo died, like, right? There's a chance that thing, he could have succeeded his mobility roll, got out, blown up the tank, and walked away and just dropped the mic, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, but look. Somebody it did have sometimes. So when we were ambushed on the bridge by the Russian special forces, whatever, Minka made all her rolls to get away, but I failed every roll to try to go, and it wound up with a big conflict on the bridge, and one of my more favorite parts of the game.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
And basically how I did the artillery too. I had the artillery on the GM layer, and I was like, okay, I'm going to see where they end up. Maybe in pieces, but yeah. So yeah.
I thought for sure when the first time somebody got really fucked up shooting, I'm like, Gunny's gonna die. I just thought he was gonna be dead soon. I said he'll be dead in 2 adventures. This is no way he's gonna live. But I ended up getting the least shot of all of you, I think, except for the girl, except for Zofie. Yeah. So, which doesn't make any sense at all.
We kept her out of combat for a lot of the game.
Well, no, I mean her being out of combat, but me getting shot more than Minka or any of you guys, because I was the combat guy. Because I thought I'd be the one in the middle of the combat all the time. It turned out it was Blanco.
Yeah.
So how many? So I put a bunch of meta references. Some more for Sean and Matt, and some just more pop culture stuff. Anybody pick up on any kind of weird meta references, pop culture references I threw in there at all? Or?
I have to ask, what was up with the locusts?
That's the miserable beast thing, which may be revealed in some other game at some point.
All right. I thought it was a movie I was missing, and I'm like, what?
No, that's just a miserable beast thing.
All right, so the radio station.
Yeah.
What about, so the crazy
radio station with the people
being
like
tortured.
Yeah.
Is that from
So the Striper thing is just, so I think of that's a long time ago, and I was thinking kind of, even further back than that, and a friend I grew up with who used to take me to all these heavy metal Christian concerts, and so
Gene?
that's cut. Yeah, so that's where I kind of got the idea for that, and just something weird as a thread. So this is kind of what I was doing. It was like dangling threads in front of you to see which ones you wanted to pull on, and so if we come back to this again at some point, maybe those will be folks that you'd run into.
I didn't want to come into the moaning monks.
Yeah.
People screaming, dying in the background while Striper plays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cipher that we got over the radio.
That was interesting.
Yeah, that was just completely random.
You know what's interesting is that while the week after or so that you had that in the game, it came up in one of my classes about it came up talking about sort of like counterintelligence operations during World War II and all this stuff, and how these ladies would send these ciphered messages. And I was like, oh, that's what's going on with so it was kind of a cool
I think because
we
we
all
all
miss
missed
Putin.
Putin. We didn't catch that.
Yeah, we didn't catch that.
I guess I'm too vague. So, one of the big things, the whole reason there was a college, and I tried to drop hints like a lot, and it's really for Matt and Sean and Malcolm if he was playing too.
Something with the nuke fucking kept
No,
popping in my head.
not the nuke, but basically, so it's a college.
Yeah.
Sean, Matt, and Malcolm, we all gamed together in college.
Yeah.
And every time I say the college, it says it's not a community, it's a college. And
Oh,
we met
you
in a
dick.
community college.
That's funny. Okay.
Oh my god, dude, that's like so tertiary.
But I even said it's at one point I even said it's not like it's some medieval society, which is the initial
funny. I was not going in that direction.
College. So
Maybe
I was
we're
like,
a level deeper than any of us.
So
we
that
are
was a
too
joke for
stupid.
literally half the party.
We are too
half the
stupid.
party. It's really a joke for me. It's just because I said it like I must have said that line like really like a dozen times. It's not a community. It's not a college. It's a community. So yeah, there's that, and then another spin on that. There's a show called Community, and with a really weird dean who is in love with one of the main characters is a big tough guy named Jeffrey.
Is that why the one guy kept hitting on Sean?
Yeah, and kept calling him Jeffrey. So,
Yeah, I know. He's like, oh, Jeffrey.
pop
I'm like,
culture.
okay.
This Community is a great show, super funny.
Oh yeah,
It is
yeah.
the paintball
I've seen
episodes
a
are the
bunch.
best.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
ones?
The paintball.
Oh, I haven't
If
seen
you
that one
guys
yet.
had stuck around in college instead of saying, "Oh, we're going to leave right away," there was going to be a paintball thing,
Oh my god.
and then that probably would have been obvious. But I actually had a whole paintball thing planned up. It was no, we're leaving in the morning. It's, there goes my paintball episode. This could be like training, but anyway, it's ruined my pop culture references.
I just wanted to murder Smolenski, like the fact that he got away.
Oh yeah.
Smigelski,
Smigelski.
the guy, the wiry-looking, bug-eyed guy looking for his precious. We didn't get Smigelski either.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, he's the one who took the 1 point of damage from the Humvee.
Yeah.
That was my other nobody wiry bug eyes really looking for this one thing, and it's like
Because I thought he was Smolenski. Oh no, Smolenski.
I also never finished the Lord of the Rings books.
I still don't know how we talk to you. I don't.
Well, thanks to the fact that I don't read the books, you have the time to talk to me.
there was a time though, where there were 50% of the references made online were from those books. Like right when the movies came out, the last movie, and I'm like, oh my god.
I was too busy having sex at the time.
you did both.
Yes.
All right. Well, anybody else have anything?
No, I thought it was good. Overall, I thought we covered it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for putting in all the time and the effort, Matt, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed up to drink and play.
Well, most days. There was that one.
Yeah, there was one day where I just blew you all off. I was too busy at the college. I couldn't come in to this. Also, I guess we should thank our fans.
Anyone who's watching this, anyone who's put in the time to get to
Still watching
this far. Yeah, I know. I hope
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's right.
Listen to this. We love you. We love you, Tess.
We love you more than your husband.
So I did see Tessa's family this weekend, and I asked, I was like, wait, and I made some reference to the show, and she just looked on and I'm like, haven't you listened to the show? No. No. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm with you, Kupo. Not a single episode.
Well, you think my wife
my
listens?
girlfriend hasn't listened either.
Yeah.
My wife listens to some, but she can't listen in the car because my son's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. So,
Luckily, Nathan's wife is a super fan. So
Yes.
She listens, and my daughter is
obviously, somebody with class.
Yes. Class and taste. How she got stuck with Nathan, we have no idea. I suspect chloroform.
Alcohol.
Just spell
Well-
it to you.
all right.
Huge
well,
hog. Huge hog. I'm just
I'm looking forward to the next adventure. I can't wait to see what we do from here. This, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we got our feet under us now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any technical problems, any worries, nothing. It's everything runs smooth.
Where's Sean? I don't see him. He's there. You see him? I don't see him. Hey, Matt, turn off your vibrator. Matt, turn off.
I wear pants.
Don't forget.
Kupo eating his entire tray of tiramisu. That was also one of my favorite moments.
That was
the
actually in
fucking
character. It was Blanco doing it. It's like
we're all eating.
Where did you get the tiramisu?
We're all eating locusts. He's got a fucking tiramisu.
Should have made that clear. Oh well. But thanks so much. I really enjoyed running for you guys, and I'm gonna really enjoy torturing Matt and whoever else runs after him, and then eventually I'll run again sometime. Thanks.
All right.
Good night, everybody,
Nice.
and we'll see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to AARPG's presentation of It's Always Cloudy in Kalisz. The game system we are playing is Free League's Twilight 2000 4th Edition Alpha. Our game master for this story is Nathan. Our cast includes Tyr as Axel Mueller, German college student turned reluctant soldier and guardian. Kupo as Blanco Fantasma, an Italian assassin who thinks that if he can protect his nephew, Axel, then maybe there's some light left in the world. Chris as Minka, the Polish farm girl who wants to escape the madness of war and establish a new community. Matt as Pawlaw Wojciechowski, a Polish wannabe criminal and childhood friend of Minka who sees the war as an opportunity to become a big boss himself. And Sean as Gunnery Sergeant Mason, an American career soldier from the hills of Appalachia. Gunnery Sergeant Mason has fought in one war after another since Vietnam, and all he wants to do is go home, if there is a home, but not lose himself in the process. Our story was played on Roll20 Virtual Tabletop. Special thanks to Knock Phoenix, who made the character sheets for Twilight 2000 in Roll20. Our shows are recorded using OBS, OBS Ninja, and Audacity. Our sound editing is done with Reaper. Original artwork for the AARPG logo was created by Sarah McMullen. You can see her other work at sarahmcmullenart.com. Music for the podcast was provided by Dark Fantasy Studios. Sound effects were licensed through Audio Jungle. Join us each week for more stories, interviews, and other random insights into the world of gaming. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and at our website, theaarpgs.com, where you can check out additional information about our stories and our cast. If you would like to help the show out, please like us, follow us, subscribe, or retweet our shows to your friends so that we can share our stories with as many people as possible. If you would like to support the show more directly, you can pick up some AARPG podcast merchandise in our website store. Money from the merchandise sales go right back into the podcast to help us pay for services, software, and material to create even more stories. The AARPG podcast is not affiliated or endorsed by Free League Publishing or any of the other vendors we've mentioned in the credits. So until next time, stay safe, be kind to one another, and play games.